What's going on, everybody? It's Q. So, we've all had that one kid, right? The one that squirms around and gives off these super slimy vibes. You all know at least one kid like that, right? Well, back in 5th grade, we had this kid. Let's just call him Kevin. Kevin was a weird fucker, alright? He always managed to smell like a deer carcass. He pretty much harassed people with the help of his mother and got away with most things, if not all things. Kevin was in my class from 5th to 8th grade, and let me tell you, everyone hated this kid. Even the teacher. And that teacher loved everyone. So you know that there was something extremely wrong with you if she didn't. Well, she still treated him fairly though, don't get me wrong, but he always get up to some stupid shit. I have like 3 short stories of this kid, and I'm going to be telling them all in this video. So one day, I was sitting in class, and we have these sofas in some classrooms that if you're lucky, you can catch a spot in, and you could just learn and chill there. Well, while I was doing my English, minding my business, Kevin walks in with his stupid glasses and his 9 extra teeth and points at me and goes, "Make way!" And keep in mind, the damn sofa is only big enough for 3 asses, and I was sitting on the sofa between 2 guys who, let's just say, weren't skinny. So Kevin is getting more anxious by the second for some reason, and he downright refuses to give up and just go to his seat. So the guy gets on 4 legs, opens his big ass fucking mouth, and tries to bite my leg, which earns him a nice kick to the nose, which he instantly grabs, stands up, and tries to bite my upper arm this time. I managed to keep the cretin away by kicking him in the knee until my teacher came back and took him away. I later heard that his mom was planning on doing something about it, but nothing ever came of it. Also, I heard he tried to bite a kid later that week, and the kid's brother threw him to the ground and kicked his teeth in. Although that was just a rumor, but many people say that actually happened, and that image is rather comforting to think about when I'm frustrated. Alright, so another time, me and Kevin had to work together for a group project, and all of a sudden the idiot starts talking about how the hockey puck would go through a person if the hockey player were to hit the puck into them. I for real stare at this guy for a moment before whispering, "You're a fucking idiot," under my breath. The dude fucking exploded, saying stuff like, "You probably fuck your pillow," and shit like that, and I just replied with, "At least my family can afford a pillow without having to sue their hearts out for a basic living circumstance, fuckface." He went quiet for a second, and then he threw everything in his fucking school bag at me. And when I say everything, I mean fucking everything. Books, binders, and even a fucking pencil sharpener. Later that day, he went home and got to stay there because I apparently caused him emotional distress, as his mom said. She literally made up such a big deal out of this that my mom had to come to the school so she'd shut the fuck up about pressing charges against me. A true fucking Karen. If even the fucking students remember you as being an awful parent, then you're pretty much the worst parent alive. Alright, so my final story is one of betrayal. So I think I failed to mention this, but Kevin had a brother. Let's just call him Joe. Joe was equally as retarded as Kevin, but larger and taller. What I'm trying to say is that Joe was a fat ass, okay? Anyway, one day in class, we were talking about sex. It was basically sex ed. And we moved from the female body over to the male body. Now, Kevin and Joe are in different classes, but the entire year took the same classes and the same lessons with different teachers. Anyway, Joe isn't in the classroom, but in another one a little way down the hallway from the one we're in. Me and one of my friends are sitting down, listening intently to the teacher talking about all sorts of weird shit about dicks. And all of a sudden, Kevin raises his arm slightly, and the teacher says, "Yeah, Kevin?" And Kevin, with a fucking beaming smile, says, "When do dicks start growing?" Our teacher replies, "Around the age of 12 to 13. Kevin, still beaming, like the fucker has become the sun, says, "Then Joe better has to hurry up because he still has a tiny penis." He says this loud, alright? And it only took about 3 seconds for the entire school to know that Joe had the smallest penis in the entire country. Apparently, Joe didn't show up for school for like 5 weeks, and then they just moved. Like I said, I wasn't in any of Joe's classes, so I didn't really notice. One day he just stopped showing up to PE, and I guess that was that. He also asked a girl in my year to be with him like 98 times, and cried equally as much every time she rejected him. So I was also kind of a fucking creep, because he showed up to her house like 3 times as well. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. This is possibly the longest story time yet. There's just so much shit about this kid that even some of my family members, including my cousin, have met this dude. And if you guys want, I could actually try to salvage some stories of my classmates and friends to see if they actually remember any of the stories that involve Kevin. But for now, that's the best of what I've experienced with that kid. Wow. In comparison to Kevin, maybe I'm not such a fucked up kid after all.